Alright, how's it going, everybody? I am Jason of Jason's Realm here, and today I'm here bringing you guys live coverage of the usFL Week 6 game between the Pittsburgh Maulers and the Memphis Showboats. Showboats or Maulers? Who's winning this? Let me go ahead and post the poll. Just so we all know what is at stake here, this game absolutely critical for both of these teams. Memphis is low and solely in last place in the South Division, so losing here puts them significantly behind. But at the same time, the Maulers are tied with every other team in the North, so needing to have a win here is crucial. Because if they can get themselves a win here, they can secure themselves a playoff spot heading into Week 7. Well, not really secure themselves, but they can be still in position for a playoff spot heading into Week 7. So we'll have to see how this all plays out. Still waiting for kickoff here. It should happen momentarily. We will see. Not quite sure who's getting the ball first, but it looks like they're getting ready for kickoff here. Maybe. Soon, hopefully. Oh boy, I do apologize about the video. The video quality not quite the greatest. I am realizing when I am in this setup. We'll be here for the whole summer, so unfortunately not much I'm going to be able to do with that. Yeah, things are not really great on that front for the video. That looks pretty bad. That looks pretty bad. But if we ignore it, maybe it doesn't happen, right? Right, yeah, just ignore your problems. But yeah, right now the Showboats, they are 2-3, solely in last place. Everyone else in the South is 3-2, or the Breakers are 4-1. This game, if the Showboats can win this, they can be in the hunt for a playoff spot. The Maulers trying to win this to stay in their current playoff spot now, as they are currently listed as the number 2 team in the North. Only behind the Generals, ahead of the Panthers and Stars. And if we take a look at this week's schedule, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule for this week for the usFL, so we have an idea what we're looking at. So we can see who else everyone plays. So the Stallions will play the Panthers, the Breakers will play the Stars, and the Generals will play the Gamblers. So out of those, if the Maulers lose, I don't know if they stay in that playoff spot, because I could see the Generals being the Gamblers. I could see the Panthers being the Stallions too. So keep that in mind. This game basically going to be the game to determine what is happening. Let me just go ahead and crack that real quick. Alright. So we should be getting close to kickoff here momentarily. They said kickoff was 12:30. It's already almost 12:40. So we should be seeing kickoff here in a moment. Okay. So we'll be ready for kickoff, and looks like the Showboats will be starting off with the ball. So let's go ahead and give Memphis the ball. Let me see here. Arrow home. Memphis going to have the ball to start this one off here. And they are going to be up to the Pittsburgh 39 to start this one off. Wow. All right. So the kickoff was returned at the Pittsburgh 39. And we'll see how the Showboats can get this game started. We'll see if they can get anything rolling on the offensive side of the ball early. The Showboats, if we take a look. Spring football time saying only 2 people watching. I do see that. But, you know, it don't matter about the number of people here. I'm just chilling, having fun, you know. Doing my thing, having fun, doing what I'm going to do. So, first play of the game for Memphis, and it's going to be a loss of 2. Wait. Yeah, loss of 2. Down to the Pittsburgh 40. So, the Showboats really looking in a good spot here. Looking at a really hot start already. But they did cool off on the first play. The kickoff return was an amazing return. Spring football time, cheering on the Showboats, but they are now looking at a 2nd and 12 at the Pittsburgh 40. We'll have to see what they can do. And it's going to be a 10-yard run up to the 30 on a scramble. 3rd and 2 coming up. Definitely within field goal range. You're looking at a 38-yarder here if we go for a field goal here. Or 48-yarder. So not a gimme in this league, but certainly something that's makeable. I mean, it's obviously a makeable kick for them, so we'll have to see if they can convert. That's amazing. If not, then they're in a decent spot either way. My biggest concern for Memphis is that Pittsburgh defense. Pittsburgh's defense has been lights out, on fire. I've been crying it out on this channel for a while now. If Pittsburgh's offense can get anything going, we are looking at a very dangerous team that can do pretty much anything in this league. That defense is so good for the Maulers that if their offense was just passable, able to just take advantage of opportunities, they would be the best team in the league by far. It wouldn't even be close. So still waiting to see this third down play here. It's going to be an incomplete pass, and it was intended for Papale. So it's going to be a 4th down and 2 at the 30. And spring football time saying, bring out big boy Kessman if we need a field goal. Well, looks like that's what they're going to have to go for here at a 4th and 2 at the Pittsburgh 30. You wouldn't be crazy enough to go for it on 4th and 2 this early in the game against that defense. And they went for it, and they converted it on a scramble by Kelly to the Pittsburgh 25. And just like that, the Showboats are looking at a 1st down and 10 at the Maulers 25. They are threatening on the door of the red zone here. And man, you are looking now getting closer to a chip shot field goal if you have to go for the field goal. So let's take a look and see what this 1st down and 10 play is going to bring for him. Captain Kelly says spring football. Yes, sir. Taking the team on his back and getting the scramble. Oh, wow. So actually, they gave him credit for 6 yards. So the Pittsburgh 24 is where we're going to have a 1st down and 10 for the Showboats. And it's an incomplete pass intended for McDaniel. Going to be a 2nd and 10 now at the 24 of the Maulers. Looking now at a 42-yarder if you have to kick it here. So it's like 8 yards from the line of scrimmage plus 10 because of the end zone. So I think it's a 42-yarder if you're going from here, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely something at this point if you have to kick a field goal here. Obviously, we're not looking at wanting them to kick a field goal, but you know. So Washington gonna get the handoff on 2nd down, but it's gonna go nowhere, getting stopped right at the 24. No gain, 3rd and 10, and the Showboats are gonna have to get some sort of explosive play here if they want to get anything rolling. Oh, man. Let's take a look at team stats here. Just so we have an idea what we're looking at with these two. Oh, man. So we'll see what they do on the 3rd and 10 play here. Waiting to see what they can do. I mean, either way, you're still in field goal range. So you're looking at a field goal at worst here. Unless you turn the ball over, which Pittsburgh has been known to force turnovers. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. Pittsburgh has been able to force the turnovers in key situations. We'll see if they can get something going here. See if they can get anything going on 3rd and 10. Still waiting on that 3rd and 10 play here coming up. And we'll have to see when it comes through. Oh, man. Memphis has not had much going on the offense. So, I mean, the receivers are not doing their job on getting open right now. We've already had 2 scrambles and a couple of incomplete passes. It's been a 14-yard drive, and it's a fumble recovered by Kelly. Okay, so hold on. Let me break this down here. So Kelly fumbled. It was recovered by Kelly at the 24. He stepped back to pass and was sacked at the 29. Loss of 5 on the play. Going to bring up 4th and 15 at the 29, and that is going to make this a longer field goal than it should have been. You're talking now, what is that going to be? 47-yarder? 46-yarder? But it is up and good for the Showboats. They're going to start this game on the board, up 3-0 over the Maulers. Now here's going to come the test. Can the Maulers offense get anything going early? If they can get anything rolling early, then they will be looking really good. But that is a big if. I mean, if we take a look, though, here, turnover plus minus, the Maulers are leading the way at +5. Kickoff touchback percent, they're at 12.5%, though the Maulers have allowed the most points in the league, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it, well, let me take a look. Points allowed. Let's take a look at the points allowed stats here. Because the Maulers are averaging 80, or have 86 total points allowed this year. So they have the fewest points allowed in the league right now. And that Maulers defense is absolutely stingy. So we'll have to see what they can do. It's pretty good. So yeah, let's see what happens here. If we take a look at the Showboats here, points against 119, averaging 23.8 points given up per game. And the yards per game metric is also not looking real great. 317.4. I mean, it's all right, not the greatest. But we'll have to see what the Maulers can do on the offense. And that's been the big issue, is that the Maulers offense has been absolutely atrocious to watch this year. Like, if I take a look here, do we have offensive? We'll just go passing and rushing. We'll break it down passing and rushing here. The issue with the Maulers has been the defense, and it's been the offense. The offense is not going to change as the issue. Taking a look at it here, the offense has been able to get some stuff going, but not a whole lot. But they are going to start this one with a nice return here. It was from the Memphis, it was a push out of bounds at the Pittsburgh 46. So the Maulers are going to take over at their own 46, just shy of midfield here. Oh, man. So we'll take a look here. If we take a look at here we go. We have a pass incomplete intended for Groshek for the Maulers. Not quite the way you want to start this game off, but, you know, you got some time. You got some time to fix it. But, yeah, I mean, this game is looking like it's going to be an incompetent offensive game. The Showboats averaging 193.6 yards a game. The Maulers averaging 124.2 passing yards a game. If we take a look at rushing stats for comparison as well, I mean, this game has the potential to be a low-scoring drudge fest. And once again, the Maulers only averaging 102 yards per game. And the Showboats only averaging 61 rushing yards per game. But Walker going to get a nice little rush to the 49-yard line, gain of 3. How does that work, YouTube? How do I have -1 concurrent viewers? How does that work, buddy? I don't know how that works. But yeah, we'll have to take a look and see what the Maulers can do. So, looking at the 3rd and 7 from the 49, it's going to be a complete for a gain of 6 down to the 45. 4th and 1 for the Maulers at the Memphis 45-yard line. This is a close one. Do you consider going for it? Do you consider just trying to punt it? I mean, if you can get just 1 rushing yard, you are going to be looking beautiful. But if you can't get that 1 rushing yard, I don't know. You're not going to be looking real fun. And the Maulers are going to shoot themselves in the foot with a false start penalty. So 4th and 6 at midfield. The Maulers obviously going to have to punt it on this one. You don't want to punt it, but, you know, what other choice do you have? You have the choice of going for it, but you're not going to get 6 yards on one play. I don't have faith in that team to do it. So we'll take a look here. They're going to have to punt it, so we'll see where the Showboats will take over in a minute here. It was Tarpley on the false start. Wait a minute. Alex Collins is in the usFL? That dude was like a big name in the NFL for 1 year. He was the definition of a one-year wonder in the NFL. Running back, age 28, Alex Collins. I mean, that man was a beast. A beast for the Ravens about, 4 years ago? Or something like that? And then he just fell off the face of the earth. Spring football time, saying it's me. Hi, I'm the only one here. Hey, I mean, I'm just doing this because I enjoy chilling here. I enjoy going live, chilling, talking football, all that fun stuff. It don't matter to me how many people are here. Even if no one were here, I'd still be doing this, you know? But Mengel going to punt it to the 20, and it's going to be a 2-yard return by Papale. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the Memphis 22 for the Showboats coming up. And we'll have to see what they can do here. Looking to see if we can get anything out of Alex Collins. I mean, that man, I remember I had that man on my fantasy football team in the one year he blew up. And then all of a sudden he just completely fell off the face of the earth. So, hopefully he gets a return here because I liked the way he played. Even though I grew up a Steeler fan, I mean, I liked the way Alex Collins played. So, we'll have to see what the Showboats can do. And we'll see if Cole Kelly can get something going with his unit here. Maybe get themselves in the end zone on this drive. Oh, man. Grab a little drink real quick. And we are at the 8:16 remaining mark in the first quarter. All right. I have no clue how this is sorted. Like, this roster situation is not sorted at all in the usFL. I really don't like the way that's laid out. Like, it literally has... So I thought, okay, it's going by numbers, because it goes number 2, number 3, then number 81, number 70, number 15. Then you look at positions, but then it goes running back, quarterback, tight end, tackle, quarterback, tackle. The usFL does not have great organization on that. That's not something I like. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Alright, and is the stream okay? You good? Okay. Once again, the Maulers back at it on their incompetence on offense. Only getting 4 yards on 3 plays. Only taking just over 2 minutes off the clock. Hey, caramba. So, Cole Kelly going to throw a pass. Caught by Helm. That was Daniel Helm. Up to the 29 for a gain of 8 for the Showboats. Now looking at a 2nd down and 2 at the Memphis 29. And I am going to change shirts real quick because I'm getting a little hot. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm still here. I'm still here. We're going to throw in Cooper Kupp because I can. Because I can. There we go. So now 2nd and 2 is going to be a scramble to the 30 for a gain of 1. Setting up a 3rd down and 1 at the Memphis 30. So you're probably not looking at going for it here if you fail to convert on 3rd down. So we'll see. Can the Maulers get something working in their favor? Remember, the last couple games, the Maulers have gotten out to really hot starts. They're not getting off to that hot start today. Let's take a look. Kelly going to rush, and it's going to be a gain of 2 up to the 32 for a 1st down, Showboats. And just like that, Memphis going to get a new set of downs at the 32-yard line. And the Maulers defense isn't going to stop anything. Because, of course, they won't. Hey. We'll take a look at some of the other games here. Man, this is not looking fun. At all. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how the Maulers defense can respond. Hopefully they can respond with something hot here. But I'm not sure. So Kelly going to be sacked for a loss of a yard on this play. Going to be a loss of a yard for a 2nd and 11. But then Washington gains 6 yards back, so it's going to be a 3rd down and 5 at the Memphis 37 for the Showboats. Oh, man. So here we go. The Showboats getting something working now on offense a little bit. But I am concerned this game is just going to be a drudge fest of absolutely nothing. That is my concern. So we'll see. Waiting to see this third down play coming up. It is an absolutely critical one here. Oh, man. Let's take a look at schedule. And Kelly going to throw it, but it falls incomplete. Intended for Papale. Going to be a 4th down and 5 for the Showboats. Oh, man. The Showboats now going to have to punt this one away to the Maulers. Add a couple of things here. Oh, man. Well, we're ready to see what we've got. Let me just take a look, though, at the last couple of weeks for the Maulers. So, Pittsburgh Maulers, whenever they've won their games, they won Week 3 against the Philadelphia Stars. And in that game, they played it close, but they got ahead in the first half. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. And then if we take a look, though, at their last win, which was, I believe, last week. I believe they're coming off a win. Let me take a look here. Yeah, they played the Stallions close, and then they won last week big time against the Panthers. And once again, it was close in the first quarter. So keep that in mind. The Maulers play close to start games. But then they tend to struggle. Or they'll tend to go good. So it really just depends on how this ends up playing out. But we are ready to see what the Maulers can do here on offense with the ball backed up to their own 16. My concern is that this offense cannot go on a long drive, but they can convert whenever the defense makes a play. And we'll have to see if they can do that here, if they can get a turnover or something to turn the tides of the game. Oh, man. We'll have to see what they can do now, but the Maulers offense ready to take the field here. And we'll hope for the best. All right. So the Maulers should be taking the field here on offense here momentarily. And while we have some time, we'll scroll Twitter a little bit as we wait for this drive to get going. Oh, man, that is looking bad. That is all gray. That is absolutely all gray. But we'll take a look here. So the Maulers, 1st and 10 at their own 17. They end up getting a completed pass to Henny to the 17 or to the 18. And then a completed catch for a gain of 16 to Henny. And the Maulers have a 1st and 10 at their own 34. They are no longer backed up like crazy. They are looking solid. And there we go. The Maulers getting something going on the offense finally. And we'll see what they can do with it. Oh boy, a big 1st and 10 now for the Maulers at the 34-yard line. And it's going to be a rush of 1 by London up to the 35. 2nd and 9 coming up. Oh, man. So, here we go. Looking at these. It's a gain of 2 they ruled it. So, it was not just a gain of 1. A gain of 2 to the 36. Looking now at a 2nd and 8 coming up for the Maulers at their own 36. Oh, man. So, looking to see what this 2nd down and 8 is going to bring up for the Maulers. Oh, man. Well, here we go. The play from the 36 is going to be a pass from Williams, caught by Gaither for a gain of 10 to the 46. The Maulers getting something moving on the offense, and I will be right back. I need to grab something. All right. We are here, and because Pittsburgh's playing a football game, we got the terrible towels. Towels out, folks. 1st and 10 from the 47, and it's going to be a rush to the Memphis 49. The Maulers moving the football with ease right now to the 49 of the Showboats. And here they go. From the 49, Williams going to pass, but it falls incomplete, intended for Henny. All right, can't keep it going the whole time, but 3rd and 6 coming up for the Maulers. Oh, man. So here we go, ready to see what the Maulers can do on 3rd down and 6. Okay. And here we go from the 49, 3rd and 6 for the Maulers. Oh boy. Well, we'll see what they can do. 3rd and 6 gonna be caught for a gain of 5. Caught by Walker. 4th and 1 at the Memphis 44 with a minute to go. Are the Maulers gonna go for it? Or are they going to try to corner punt it? You're looking at a 62-yard field goal. You're not going to kick that in the usFL. So we'll see what they do. I'm a little concerned either way. If they punt it, you're going to be basically having to get a really tight punt. But if you go for it, you're risking giving up everything. You finally got a drive going, but now you're only at the Memphis 44. And we'll see what they do. I mean, this is a real toss-up here. If I'm that coach, I'm considering trying to go for a nice little push up the middle. Nice push, run up the middle, get a little bit of power. And never mind. Never mind. 3rd and 16, unsportsmanlike on the offense. You idiot. Well, the Maulers just shot themselves in the foot there, folks. As Walker could not keep himself, controlled, and he just had a little bit of too much ego, I think, or whatever. Man, what are they doing? So we're going to have a 3rd and 16 coming up now for the Maulers. We'll see what they can do. Oh, man. I don't like this. 3rd and 16 for the Maulers. From their own 41. I don't think they can gain 16 yards on a play. They did it only once this drive. They used their one pass already. So we'll see what they can do, but I'm not quite sold that they end up converting this. Oh, man. Well, any minute here we should see this coming through. For the 3rd and 16 play. Oh, man. 3rd and 16 coming up. The Maulers back up to their own 31 with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Oh, man. Well, we'll see what they can do now. 3rd and 16. I don't know what's going on. We're waiting on this play an awful long time. We've been waiting an awful long time for this play. So we'll see. We will have to see. The third. Oh. No, it was 4th and 16, not 3rd and 16. My bad. But it's going to be a punt down to the Memphis 18, return to the Memphis 22 by Papale. And a penalty on Memphis for illegal double team block. Going to be a 9-yard penalty. Back now at the Memphis 9. Somewhere between the 9 and 11 here for the Showboats. And this is going to be absolutely critical here for the Maulers. They can try to get something going. We'll have to see. Because the Maulers defense can get a nice little stop here, nice little push here. So we'll see. We will have to see. So Memphis can end the first by getting a run to the Memphis 14 for 5 yards. So at the end of the first, going to be looking at a 2nd down and 5 for the Showboats at their own 14. Oh, man. As we get ready to enter the second quarter. Man. Right now, the Showboats getting everything going. The Maulers offense unable to do anything as per status quo. And the Showboats not doing much of anything on offense themselves. We seem to be in a stalemate of sorts again, like the last usFL game I streamed coverage of. And we are here. Oh, man. And while we have a little bit of time here, just kind of taking a look. Oh, man. Well, we're going to close Twitter because not much is happening over there right now. And we'll see what they can do. The Maulers trying to get something going, but they're not doing much of anything on the offensive side of the ball. Defense is holding out all right, but the offense not so much. Edward Jones saying, yo, how you doing today, Edward? We're watching a game that hopefully picks up pace here because this first quarter has been a snooze fest. 1 field goal to show for the entire quarter. Both teams have had a few possessions now. In fact, if we take a look, well, the Maulers have had, what, 2 possessions? The Showboats are on their 3rd possession, and we all have just a field goal. And the Maulers had something going. They would have had a chance to go for 4th and 1 in Memphis territory, but instead, they had to go for an unsportsmanlike. So, well, Washington, oh my God. The Memphis Showboats running back, Washington able to rush for 30 yards. 30 yards to the Memphis 44. What is going on with this Maulers defense today? They have no clue their right from their left. And this unit was supposed to be one of the best units out there. This Maulers unit was supposed to be one of the best units in the usFL, and they are struggling today. And they are struggling against the Showboats. Like, really? You're going to struggle against the Memphis Showboats. Not to knock on Memphis, but their offense has been about the same level as the Maulers. Ay, caramba. And Kelly going to throw it to Gray. Caught at the 44, gain of 6 to midfield. Oh, boy, right up now at midfield for the Maulers. Or for the Showboats. Absolutely atrocious. Absolutely atrocious for this unit. This unit is just collapsing in front of our very eyes with a playoff spot on the line. Washington going to rush down to the Pittsburgh 47, gain of 3 for a 3rd down and 1 now coming up. Man. This is not looking fun for the Maulers. Ay caramba. All they know how to do is just blow up. What is this defense doing? You are supposed to be good. Maulers. Your defense is supposed to be good. Good. You get a stop at your own 47 now. Kelly trying to rush, and he goes nowhere for a gain of zippo. 4th and 1 now at the Maulers. 47 for the Showboats. And we'll see how this plays out. As it stands right now, over in the poll going on over in the chat, we have 3 votes, all breaking for the Showboats, too. If you want your opinion heard, go ahead and vote over in that poll over there. We'll be keeping an eye on that throughout the game. Oh, man. So, here we go. Wait. Why is it 1st and 10? Why is it 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 43? Am I missing a play? Hold on a second. It shows the Showboats have a 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 43. What happened? What happened? It was 4th and 1 at the 47 just a minute ago. Yeah, 1st and 10 at the 43. But we don't have a play that takes us there. So I have no clue what's happening right now. Oh, 4th and 1, Gray rushed for 4 yards down to the 43. And then Kelly throws a pass to Helm, gain of 6 down to the 37 of the Maulers. 2nd and 4 coming up now for the Showboats at the Pittsburgh 37. This unit is just collapsing in front of our very eyes. I cannot believe this team is struggling like this right now. Like, this team... Come on, Maulers. You're supposed to play it close. Your defense is supposed to be your strong suit. So Kelly throws a pass incomplete, intended for O'Grady. Going to be a 3rd and 4 now at the Pittsburgh 37 for the Showboats. But we'll have to see what they can do the rest of the way. Man. So looking now at a 3rd down and 4. Waiting to see the play call here with 11.5 to go in this first half. Love to see. Oh, man. 3rd and 4, the Maulers 37. Still waiting on the play call here. But this is not looking fun. At all. Man. This is just absolutely brutal. But we're here, Showboats now, trying to get something going offensively. And hopefully the Maulers defense can get something going on defense here, because they need it. Desperately. Desperately, desperately, they need it. But we'll have to see. Oh, man. Still waiting on the 3rd and 4 play. And touchdown, Showboats. What are you doing, Maulers? Your defense is collapsing. Ay, caramba. And the extra point's good. It was a touchdown pass to Papale for 37 yards. And then it went to review, and it was upheld. Well, here come the Showboats, folks, up 10-0 over the Maulers, and the Maulers are looking like they might be getting their brains blown out in this game. Man. What are the Maulers doing? Like, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. But we'll see what they can do here. Can the Maulers get some offense going? That would be incredible if they could. Not sure if they will or not, though. So 10-0 with 10:43 to go for the Maulers. They're going to take possession and do what they got to do. Or at least try to. I'm not sold on this unit anymore as I was. And if we look at the Maulers' schedule the rest of the way, right? I mean, they don't got a cakewalk. If we look at the schedule the rest of the way for the Maulers, the rest of the way, you have the Stars, the Gamblers, the Panthers, and the Generals. So at least you have 3 games that are in your conference that are possibly winnable, or that are in your division that are possibly winnable, but still. Like, I don't know. Like, the Stars, you already beat them once. They're probably not going to let you beat them again. The Gamblers are really hot right now. They've cooled off a little bit, but they're still fairly hot. The Panthers, that's not a gimme by any stretch, especially because of how badly you embarrassed them last time. And then the Generals, which is, I mean, it's a toss-up. So we'll have to see how this all plays out, but if the Maulers don't win this game, I'm not sold on them being a playoff team. Just my suspicion. The Showboats, on the other hand, let's take a look at the Showboats road ahead while we have some time before the Maulers take back possession. So the Showboats road ahead will contain the Gamblers, followed by the Generals, followed by the Breakers, and followed by the Stallions. So if the Showboats would end up losing this game, I see them winning maybe one, maybe beating Houston next week, depending on how it plays out. So you're looking at maybe a 3-4 win team. That's not going to be enough. I mean, already second place has 3 wins in the South. But here we go. The Maulers going to start off at their own 43 after a nice return. And then Williams is going to throw it incomplete for London. Because why not? Right? Right? Why not? But here we go. 2nd and 10 from their own 43 for the Maulers. And we'll see what they can do. And 2nd and 10, going to rush with London for 3 yards down to the 46, or up to the 46. So it's going to be a 3rd and 7, but I'm not sure if they make it on 3rd and 7 here. I mean, the way they're playing, 3rd and 7 is not a gimme at all by any stretch. So here we go. 3rd and 7 play should be coming up momentarily, and they lost 5. Because of course they did. Of course they did. The Maulers now 4th down and 12 at their own 41. Man. That's bad. That is bad. Maulers going to have to punt it away. Man. Yep, Williams sacked for a loss of 5. They're actually giving credit for a loss of 7 because now it's 4th and 14 at the 39. What are you doing, Maulers? And now Memphis going to have the ball at their own 20. 1st and 10. And we are witnessing a collapse in front of our very eyes, folks. The Maulers defense unable to stop a fly. The offense unable to move the ball anywhere. And we are witnessing a potential super team. If the offense can get their stuff together, we're witnessing them collapse in front of our very eyes. That's not what I want to see. At all. At all. Man. What are you doing, Maulers? Let's take a look at the box score. Let's just see how bad this is, right? Like let's take a look at the box score here. You ready? When this wants to load. Because this is fairly bad. I mean, it is just awful. With 8:41 to go in the first half. Wow. Wowza. But we'll see here. 1st and 10 at the Memphis 20 for the Showboats as they're going to start their drive after a touchback. And not sure where they're going to go, but probably farther than the Maulers ever did. That's for sure. Why are you not pulling up the box score, stupid? I want to see the box score so I can see how bad these stats look. I guess even the usFL doesn't want me to see how bad this game is for the Maulers. Like, it is bad. Bad, bad. But we'll see. Maulers Showboats here, folks. If we take a look here, time of possession, the Showboats having a 4-minute advantage over the Maulers. A 9-play advantage over the Maulers. Total yards, 116 for the Showboats. A whopping 44 for the Maulers. I mean, like, it is bad. It is bad. And the Showboats have a balanced attack here. I mean, they have 51 passing yards to 65 rushing yards. The Maulers, 32 passing yards to 12 rushing yards. It's not balanced. And we have had no turnovers for either side. I mean, it is just bad. Now, the Maulers have more completions than the Showboats on pass attempts. They both have 8 passing attempts. The Maulers have 5 completions to 4 for the Showboats, but still. And the Showboats are going to get a penalty for them. Of course they are. 1st and 5 at the Memphis 25 now. Johnny Chat saying, Euban Foster? Not quite sure what that means, sir. So, it's going to be a pass for 4 yards for Memphis here. Going to be a 2nd and 1 now at the 29-yard line. Because the Maulers defense can't stop a fly. Oh, this is bad for the Maulers. Absolutely atrocious. Oh, Ruben? Oh, that name. Oh, shoot. I know that name. I'm not sure. Oh, man. I'm blanking. Ruben Foster. I have not seen a Foster playing today. Let me see here. I mean, I have not seen a Foster come up and show himself, but I think he might be. I mean, it's not showing me anything of the defensive players, but I think that he would be, considering he seems to be a starting linebacker. He's with the Maulers, right? He's with the Maulers? But here we go. Kelly going to get a rush for 2 yards to the 27. So it's 3rd and 3 at the Memphis 27 because the site was glitching a bit. Yeah, let me see here. Stats. Should come up with stats for today's game so far. Right? Well, I'm trying to see here. Yeah. So let me take a look here. Yeah, as far as I see, he's playing, so let me put it this way. I haven't seen anything saying he's not playing. Yeah, I know I need better internet. It is not the greatest out here. Unfortunately, this is kind of what I'm stuck with for the summer. Don't really have much of an option to go with anything else. So, unfortunately, I mean, I'm trying my best with this, but this is not what I was looking for quality-wise. But let's see. Kelly going to throw a pass, and it's caught for a gain of 24. Oh, boy. And just like that, it is a penalty on Pittsburgh on Tizino for a horse collar tackle. 15 yards on top of that run. Pair that with a rush of 2 yards or a loss of 2 yards by Washington. And the Showboats are looking at a start now at the 36, 2nd and 12. Ay caramba. I mean, this Maulers defense is collapsing before our very eyes. Like, I don't know what is going on here. This Maulers defense has been so good for so long. And now they're collapsing against the Showboats. Like, why? Where? How? So now we're looking at 3rd and 12 for the Showboats at the Pittsburgh 36. You're looking at a 53-yard field goal if you kick it, if you get no yards here. Which is a iffy hit. I mean, I think you go for a 50-yarder in the usFL if it comes to it. Which means you could be seeing a 13-0 lead for the Showboats. And it's going to be a rush to the Pittsburgh 30, setting up a 4th down and 6 for the Showboats. And now they're going to definitely kick it. Yep, field goal is up, and it is good for the Showboats. 13-0 Memphis with 5:05 remaining in the second quarter. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Man. I don't know what has gotten into the Maulers today, but they are just not doing it. Cam Jordan funny, says Edward Jones. Well, the fact that he's looking to sign another contract with the Saints? Because I know he was looking at one more extension before retirement. I know that he was looking for definitely one more ride with the Saints. And John's in here saying Battlehawks. Think you got the wrong league, buddy. The wrong league, buddy. Oh, man. If the Battlehawks were in this league, they would just completely wreck face. Like, not a doubt in my mind. The usFL has been such a crapshoot this year. And that's what's made it fun to watch. It has been fun to watch because you have no clue what's going to happen. Oh, man. Cam Jordan funny talking about that penalty. I'm unable to watch the game, so I'm not sure if you're talking about the actual usFL broadcast. I had trouble signing in before the stream to watch it. XFL fantastic. Oh yeah, the XFL was amazing to watch. I mean, that league was an absolutely beautiful one to watch. You had some good teams that were consistently good, with some teams that were bad, getting good at certain spots. And then the fact that you had a team that was 4-6 winning the championship. I mean, bring the chaos, baby. That was an incredible game of chaos, an incredible end of chaos. And just all the drama in that league. I mean, the XFL, definitely hats off. That league did a really good job this year on what they needed to do. And well, that's the thing is I think that the XFL might have put a timer on the USFL's longevity. Just a suspicion, because the USFL, they did all right, but at the same time, the USFL basically had all the good talent poached by the XFL. So, the fact that the XFL is existing and is doing so good, the USFL might be merging into the XFL sooner rather than later. Everyone say, I like XFL and USFL, I don't participate in the Football League wars. I dabble a little bit, but, football is football. I like this consistent stream of football from August to the end, or to middle or end of June. I love that consistent stream of professional football. Like, there's not a single week off of football except for the Pro Bowl weekend. That is the only weekend where we don't have football from, like, August through mid-June. So Pittsburgh going to start at their own 43 after a nice little return from the 18-yard line. I think everyone will go to the XFL instead of the CFL and USFL eventually. Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have checked out the video, but I posted a video on the channel about a week ago or so talking about what I would love to see the XFL, USFL, and NFL do. I would love to see those two leagues merge together and basically form a minor league system for the NFL, where you have, like, they play exhibition games during the NFL's regular season, have their season start in the offseason with a, transfer deadline, so you can't just send all your good players down. So we have constant football through the spring, but we also have a call-up, send-down system like the MLB. And Gary for the Maulers going to get a nice little rush of 8 yards up to the midfield. All I gotta say is USFL made it to year 2. XFL folded twice before succeeding. Finally, USFL folded once, but it was a long, long time ago. That is true, but the XFL, they only folded last time because COVID killed it. I mean, people were watching. Now, was it as big as it is now? No. But at the same time, it was going strong enough for spring football that it would have succeeded had COVID have not happened. And how could you predict a global pandemic in 2020? This league had the fortunate news of saying, okay, we're going to wait for this pandemic to pass and then start the league. The XFL had already committed and got everything in motion for 2020. So, the XFL, though, I think is going to be around a lot longer than this version of the USFL. And after that, a couple plays later for the Maulers, they're looking at a 2nd and 13 at the 43 of the Showboats. After a nice little 10-yard pass to Williams, then a loss of 3 by Gary on the rushing attack. But yeah, John also asking how are Guardians of Vegas do in this league? Alright, I mean, they definitely had talent. They'd be alright. I mean, I feel like they'd be upper end, but not, like, great, I feel like they'd probably be in that, like, 2-3, 3-2 range, kind of middle of the pack. And Williams going to get a pass to Gaither, gain of 9, up to the 31, 3rd and 1 coming up for the Maulers. The reason people love the XFL more is because of the lack of attendance at USFL games. Yeah, that's the one thing with the USFL. I feel like the USFL is underfunded. They are underfunded for what a league should be. The XFL had perfect funding. They were able to advertise. They were able to afford doing the teams play in their home city model. They were able to afford that. They were able to afford all the advertising to push it out there. The USFL, you only see their advertisements come playoff time and come, like, close to the start of the season. Right? And then you pair that with the fact that they aren't going to the teams playing their home markets model. You're still in the hub city model. You have 4 stadiums. You have, I know Ford Field, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, Memphis, Tennessee, and I think, Birmingham, Alabama. You have four hub cities where 2 teams call home. So, Memphis going to use a timeout here after that last play by the Maulers. So, we'll take away their first timeout here. How well do you know the money side of football? I don't really know it as well, but I feel like the USFL, it just kind of, it kind of feels underfunded. It feels like it's not using enough capital to get the word out about the league constantly. The XFL, you saw advertisements leading up to the league. During the league, they were always hyping up the games through their advertisements. and they really push the playoffs. You know, I have not seen that out of the usFL. How's better than one place? I mean, I know financially it does save money, but you also struggle with attendance because I don't know about anyone here, but if I'm a fan of the Maulers, but I'm seeing this, I'm not going to be so inclined to drive 2 hours to Canton, Ohio, 2 or 3 hours to Canton, Ohio to watch this, you know? And Williams going to get a nice little rush to the 29, following that up with an incomplete pass, looking now at a 2nd and 10 at the Memphis 29 for the Maulers. If the XFL wasn't a thing, people will be watching the usFL more. That is true. A Disney network of TV channels owns XFL. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that the XFL has gobs of money to work with. And I just feel like the way things are working with the usFL, it's working, but I feel like it could be working so much better if they would just have that little bit of extra wiggle room, maybe do a little bit more advertising, try to work on breaking from that hub city model. Because if I'm a Maulers fan, I'm willing to drive 30 minutes down to Pittsburgh to watch the Maulers play, even if it's like this. I'm not so sure I'm willing to drive 2-3 hours to Canton, Ohio to watch this. You know? A few $1,000s of stands versus hundreds of millions TV. That is true. I know that's another big component as well. TV does give a lot more. But, you know, at the same time, a lot of the interaction at those games also does provide a lot more of connection to the league, which will make people want to watch more, even whenever they're not. Oh, my God. Oh, Pittsburgh, what are you doing? And Memphis going to get an interception at their own 18, as Williams intended it. Doesn't say who he intended it for, but he passed it. Was intercepted by Meeks, and he returns it all the way to the Memphis 45. Oh, man. Well, that's deflating. And then they follow it up with a 6-yard rush to the 49 of the Maulers, and that brings us to a 2-minute warning. Man. Let's see. Could you rank 16 spring football fans? Or not possible because of different leagues? It'll be difficult. I would have to put some more thought into it, John. Edward saying, the thing is, USFL, even though they won fans of the games, they are focusing on TV ratings. Meanwhile, XFL focused on attendance and doesn't care about TV ratings. Yeah, that is true. I know there's a lot more money in TV, but I feel like you'll feel a lot more connection, a lot more inclination to want to watch the games on TV if you're at the games getting to know your team, you know? So I do kind of get that. Great job getting players showcased, which means more NFL, or which means relevant. Oh man, I'm blanking. Sorry about that. Which means relevant, which means NFL. Yeah, I mean, that is true. There's definitely a direct pathway from these leagues with these big expansions and this big market share. There's definitely a huge pathway for them. But definitely, I think, looking at it the way it is, definitely focusing on TV is big because there's lots of money there. But I feel like also getting that connection with the fans helps. So, you need to start by TV markets. That is true. That is true. But I feel like going into year 2, you probably could have went a bit more to trying to get more of those home market cities, you know? Because they did have the TV market already set. So I feel like you had the ability to expand that this year and pair that with the TV, you know? Let's see. So I want a team in Buffalo. I live there, but TV market is small, even though fans would still fill stands. That is true. Fox owns USFL. Yep. So definitely they do have the edge on the broadcasting game with Fox owning them. And definitely, you know, focusing on the TV is important. But it's also important to try to get that interaction as well. So if you're looking at markets, I think the usFL did a good job of selecting cities. I mean, you have Birmingham, really, really solid market for football. Look for San Diego and Charlotte. My intelligence says XFL 2024. Yep. I mean, that is definitely something to look at. San Diego, Charlotte, 2 teams, especially San Diego. I mean, they were football deprived. whenever the Chargers left, whenever Spanos screwed over the city of San Diego. And Charlotte, another big market of talking about for football. Two big markets that definitely are going to be good for either league to pick up. usFL will be using the Fox NFL Sunday theme. I noticed that whenever I watch it, I'm like, wait a minute. This is the NFL theme, but this is the usFL. But yeah, I feel like these leagues have been smart, though, in the markets they're going for. You know, they're going for markets that have potential to support another football team and to have that ability and that reach. So I feel like they've both done a good job on that. Oh, man. But yeah, right now looking to see what, I think regional chunks. Yep. I mean, definitely that's why you have New Jersey. I mean, it's close enough to New York City, but New York's is already a flooded market. So I don't know if New York would have been a good fit. That's the one thing the XFL learned. I think in its last iteration before this one was going for the big markets. Yes, it's high reward, but it's also high risk in the sense that if you can't establish the team there, it's not going to work out. You know, people aren't going to tune in if they can't feel that connection. So that's why I feel like a lot of these teams are looking good. Oh, man. Kelly threw a pass. So after the 2-minute warning, Kelly throws a pass. Intercepted, but because of a penalty on Pittsburgh, it was no-go. Man, that would have been huge. That would have been at the Pittsburgh 10. They get the ball, take it into half. But instead, Washington going to lose a yard here. So looking at a 2nd and 11 for the Showboats at the Pittsburgh 45. Yeah, let's see. If AAF wasn't shady, we would still have San Diego team. They had San Diego Fleet. Yep, that is true. And Johnny saying USFL very good. XFL amazing presentation. South Lake College football and spring football. Yep, Yankees like NFL. Yeah, that's the thing. Is that USFL has done a good job. They've done a good job for playing it safe, being able to stay around long term. And the XFL just kind of went all in, which I do appreciate that way of going for it. But Kelly here on 2nd and 11, throwing, but it goes incomplete, intended for Mitchell. Yeah, USFL gambling, Pittsburgh, Philly, New Jersey, that is true. I mean, those are smaller markets that already have solid teams. But I think that there's going to be, especially in those markets, there's already precedence of the team being there. So I think that's why you're able to get away a little bit more with it now. Because especially some of the people, like I know my dad grew up, he used to watch the USFL whenever he was growing up. So he grew up watching the Maulers. He had that connection. That kind of does help for some of the older audiences. And Kelly going to throw here, but it falls incomplete to Papale and the Maulers. Wait a minute, so the Maulers going to get it after a punt at their own 18 with 1:06 to go. So, we'll see what they can do with it. I'm not sure they can do a lot, but Reuben Foster, NFL, first round missed pick. I'm interested in what stadium my Generals will play in once they're able to play in Jersey. That is an interesting thing to think about. I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to go to what's it called? MetLife. I don't think you're going to be able to do that. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a possibility, but I'm not sure given that it's not really... I mean, it's already an existing stadium that's big enough, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the way they want to go with it. Leasing is probably going to be huge on that, so... Not sure where they're going to play in that. Pittsburgh, whenever they get to play in their home market. Same with Philly. I would expect those two, especially Pittsburgh, I would expect to play in Acrisure. Because Pittsburgh already uses... The Pittsburgh college team uses it. And the Steelers use it. It just would be fitting for it to be that stadium. Philly, I could see Lincoln Financial. We already have a home for Memphis and Michigan and Birmingham. Those are already set. So, we'll see here what the Maulers can do, though. They're going to have a minute. They're probably just going to take it into the half, if I'm being completely honest. It would not surprise me if they just take it into the half here, as is. Because you're already getting your butts beat. The last thing you want to do is go risky and end up blowing it up, you know? Because if you go for it all, you end up throwing it deep, it gets intercepted, boom, pick 6. Maybe go for a couple of conservative plays and hope for the best. You know? Let's see. Johnny's saying, people I know on Bills camp during season make $10K a week. That's not a bad salary, my dude. For that much of the year, I mean, that's what? $500,000 a year? Now, it's assuming, obviously, 52 weeks, but still. That's a pretty solid salary there. And London going to rush for 6 yards up to the 25, setting up a 2nd and 4. XFL need to grow big enough to beat that. I mean, I don't necessarily know about that. I think that the XFL, with what they have, I think it might be in their best interest to try to work with the NFL and form some sort of minor league system. Because then, the XFL would still be making their own kind of money. The owners, I guess you'd have like a partial share ownership or something like that for XFL revenue, right? So for the minor league revenue, they would receive a certain percentage, let's say, you know? Obviously signed in contract whenever the merger would happen. And then you would have it work out in such a way where you have a place to test rules for the NFL. You have a nice area to have players develop and grow. So I really think that will be definitely a big thing to work at. Johnny's saying 100 or 200K a year depending on player. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, 6 figures to play football? I mean, I know it's not the millions of dollars, but I mean, I'd take that. I'd take that in a heartbeat. Let's see here. So 55 seconds left. The Maulers going to go for another rush for a gain of 2 to the 27. And I suspect they're just going to try to burn it out at this point. I like they're separate, but no, not even close to competing. That is true. I mean, it is nice in the time being having the two. But I think eventually it would be in both leagues' best interest to kind of incorporate it in such a way where you can say, like, okay, well, you expand it, the minor to 32 teams or whatever. So you have teams with the ability to call up, send down players during the regular season, have them play, like, exhibition games during the season. You know? And a friendly trade-out program. The goal is to get players to the NFL. Perfect model. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the way it is right now is also pretty solid, and definitely being able to open up that a little bit more to have a bit of an easier trade of it, you know, would be big. And NFL needs to expand. That's why I think the minor system could be big. I mean, the NFL could use that as a partial expansion, you know, incorporate 32 new teams. Obviously, they're not going to produce as much revenue, but they're still going to produce decent revenue in a lot of those markets, you know? 18 games, 2 to 3 bye weeks. Maybe. The Maulers, wait a minute. The Maulers getting a huge play gain of 23 to the Memphis 36 with 11 seconds to go. Are they going to try to kick a field goal? 11 seconds to go. Are they going to try to kick it? Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But 18 games, 2 to 3 bye weeks, that would be interesting to think about. I mean, the problem is, would the players agree to it? That's going to be your big concern. The player, whatever they do, the players are going to have to agree with it. And the NFL wanted to expand to 17 for revenue. And the players were like, I mean, I guess, but they ended up taking out a preseason week, you know? Ain't no mistake, The Rock and Disney over $1.5 billion with a B. That's how important TV is. Exactly. And that's why I think if you would have that minor system, you know, have a staggered schedule. Have the NFL play their regular season out, right? And have them play their playoffs. And then the week after the Super Bowl, you have the quote-unquote regular season for the minor league. They play their 17-game season. That takes you right to July. You know? Football year-round for the NFL, so year-round TV ratings for them. And with that, you would have the ability to schedule games so they aren't overlapping the draft, you know? You could maybe take a week and say, okay, we're going to schedule, during the draft, we'll schedule games Sunday and Monday. You have that ability to expand that there. And that's huge. Let's see here. Pittsburgh using their second timeout. But yeah, I mean, I think that definitely being able to incorporate that in. Then you have year-round football like that. So it was 18 weeks, one more game, 1 2-week vacation bye, one more, one bye. I mean, I could definitely see the players possibly getting in on that. It would just be interesting to see how that would work out with the scheduling. But going back to the idea, I mean, I think if the XFL would do that kind of merge in with a minor league system, I mean, you could definitely have a 17 game season, or 17 week or 17 game, 17 game season after the NFL season. Have them play their playoffs. And then you have right there, you have year-round football, the NFL making good money. And because it's minor league football, let's say you have a cutoff. Let's say by week 16, you have to have all of your call-up and send-downs done by week 16 or 17, so that you don't send, okay, we're going to send all of our good players down to the minor league so they can destroy everything, you know? So they have their minor league season, which they can use to develop players and show the competition side of it, you know? And have that kind of staggered season, which would be very fun to watch. It would be very fun to watch. But going back to that play for the Maulers, that big play, unfortunately, there was a penalty for unnecessary roughness on Henny. So that's going to put him back to the 49, and that's, yeah. Out of bounds at the Memphis 42. They might try a 59-yarder just for the heck of it with 4 seconds to go, but I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what they go for. But there's definitely, with this, there's a lot of ways. You grow XFL to 20 or more teams, 14 to 17 weeks, it'll be more open to your model. That's what I'm saying. If the XFL uses the next couple years of expansion, maybe at some point merge with the usFL, you know? See if you can get some sort of merger there. And if you can get some sort of merger there, boom, you pretty much double the size. All you have to do is worry about what are we going to do with some teams. Like Houston would have 2, but you could work some of that out, you know? Like you could move one of the Houston teams, let's say, to New Orleans. Well, actually, no, you already have a New Orleans team, but, you know, you could move one of the Houston teams, you know? And then, at that point, you have pretty much a 16-team league. You can add a couple more cities like San Diego and Charlotte. You're at 18, you know? So definitely having that ability, if the XFL would be able to work, the entire Atlanta-Charlotte TV market's untapped. Exactly. So what you do, throw in Austin, Texas, huge. So what you do, here's what you do. You move one of the two. So let's say XFL, USFL merge, right? You move one of the Houston teams to Austin. And then you expand into San Diego. You expand into Charlotte. Quite possibly Atlanta. And I'm sure you can come up with a fourth market, you know? I mean, Oregon's a decently untapped market. There's no football in Oregon. You have areas in the plains, like Nebraska just has the college team. So you have a couple of areas that are football hungry. You could probably throw another team in there, and boom, you're already up to 20 teams. Just like that within a couple years. The problem is, would the USFL and XFL be able to work something out to merge? If they could, then that would be great. That would allow it to expand and grow, you know, and go from there. I mean, at that point, you could work on making the league huge and trying to work on like a minor league deal with the NFL. St. Louis market was genius, most definitely. And that's the same exact reason why San Diego is such a good fit as well. Both of those markets had teams ripped from them without their even saying it. I mean, they wanted to keep the teams, but the owners decided, no, we're going to move to LA. You know? Both of those markets are hungry for football. So, I just want to be careful heading into Pennsylvania. What was the best city to do around area? Allentown? Well, actually, in my expansion, right, in my video talking about that, I gave each NFL team a minor league city that was relatively close. Now, if I did it again, there would obviously be some differences. But I gave Allentown a team. I think I threw that in with Philadelphia. Not sure if OKC enough TV. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that if you're doing that, you'd probably have to do some sort of, like, combined market between, like, Kansas and Oklahoma or something like that. But in the Plains, I mean, you have, I know Nebraska is big with their Cornhuskers. I'm sure you could get a minor team in there at some point fairly easily, you know? I feel like there's a lot of potential in a lot of areas that are untapped. So, and the Maulers going to go for the field goal, but it was, oh, come on. Pittsburgh, what are you doing? They went for the field goal, and it was returned by Memphis for the touchdown. So, and the point after was no good, so it's 19-13 heading into the half. Ohio region got anything? I don't believe so. Wait a minute, hold on. So Ohio, they didn't get themselves a direct team, but they got themselves a home, I guess. So, like, they have a home stadium in Ohio, but that's it. So, and I mean, I threw a team in Canton. I threw one in Columbus. Those are areas that don't have teams that I think could grow a team, you know? Give me 1 second here. All right, getting these timeouts back on the board because we have reached the half. 1 second. But yeah, I mean, I threw like a team in Columbus, one in Canton. Let me actually take a look here. Take a look. I have it in here. Yeah, I threw in Canton, Columbus, and that was it. Now, I did throw in a couple of options as well in that. Like, there's a couple of cities, like, I think Seattle, I threw in a minor league team in Vancouver. You know? Or gamble with Cleveland. That would be an interesting one. The question is, would Cleveland be a big enough... Cleveland is obviously a big football market, but would they be big enough to support another team? But like I decided I would want to test, if I was looking to expand, I would say, okay, let's see how the NFL works north of the border. So I threw in, like, for instance, Seattle's minor league team. I threw them in Vancouver. You know? Vancouver, one of the big Canadian cities that's close enough to the host city of Seattle. Toronto could be another big one. I mean, I remember seeing about 5 years ago when the Bengals were garbage, I remember hearing some, now it wasn't big rumors, but some small rumors about Cincinnati Bengals, the Bengals moving to Toronto. You know? There's a couple of bigger Canadian cities I think could support a team if they wanted to. So if they wanted to test out international markets like that too, there would definitely be the ability to do that. So, I really think there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of markets that are untapped that could definitely be fitting, but you have to do it in the right way. If you just throw a major football team there, you know, then that's going to be a little bit interesting. CFL is king, huge gamble. That is true. It's a huge gamble. But I think that there would be definitely some ability to grow in there, you know? Even if you do like a 1-year experiment or something, and then if it doesn't work out, move the team somewhere like in Oregon. You know? There would definitely be possibility there. So, I really think there's a lot of potential in a lot of those areas. But I do get what you're saying with CFL being the king and it's a huge gamble. So, I mean, I'm just not sure. There's definitely a lot of room, though. A lot of room for growth. But, like, I feel like there's a lot of potential, though, around that league. I mean, just taking a look at some of these cities and everything and some of these regions, there's a lot. One market I would love to test, though, Not sure how feasible it is, but Salt Lake City. Get a team in Utah. They got the Jazz. But see how football would fare out there. I feel like there's potential out there for that to happen. If they would put a team there, I feel like there's potential to have that expansion go there. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. Oh, man. But yeah, this game has been all Memphis so far. Just taking a look at it, Memphis just completely dominating across the board. Let's take a look at the box score, see how bad it is. Time of possession, well, once it loads, because it hasn't okay, there it is. So time of possession, Memphis dominating that by 5 minutes at 17.5 to 12.5. Too close to Vegas, not many people. I mean, that is true. It's definitely a bit of a gamble, but I do think that there might be some potential in that Utah area between Colorado and Nevada. I know it's a little close to Vegas, so it might be cutting it a little bit tight for what the league would want, but I just feel like there's a little bit of potential there for that. But yeah, just looking though across the board on these stats, I mean, it looks fairly even for the most part. I mean, it's a 30-yard discrepancy on total yards, 5-minute discrepancy on time of possession. Passing, fairly similar numbers. Rushing is a little bit off. It's like 30 yards in favor of Memphis, but Morgan was 4th-round QB pick. Pitt doesn't like him. Well, let me take a look here. Let me take a look here real quick. Really, really quick. Yeah, I mean, let me take a look here. Let me take a look at something really quick. Because I want to see something real quick. Oh, hello. Hello. Everything went black. All my Chrome tabs went black. Okay, there we go. Oh, boy. Kelly good? I mean, he's been playing. He's been playing well. Oh, boy. What is this? Oh, man. It is getting hot down here. Quick. Jamal Smith getting hurt. Hurt usFL. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let me take a look around here. Just taking a look at some of the stuff around the league. Around what's going on. Man. I'll be right back. I need to throw on some shorts. Right now I'm in sweatpants. That's probably not helping. I'll be right back. Oh, man, it is hot. All right, I am back. Let me take a look here. Let me just take a look here. 6'7" QB crazy? Not sure. Let me take a look. Orlando or Tampa? No reason, 2 teams in one market. Yeah. I mean, with Orlando, there's possibility, but I'm not sure. I mean, the Guardians showed that a team can be decent, but not the greatest there. And that's the thing with that, is that a lot of these markets, they did pick good markets. Some of them were a little more questionable than others, but they really did pick some decent markets to look at. And even just looking in the usFL, I mean, Birmingham, that's a big football area down there. Memphis, they show their support. I mean, the Titans aren't the Titans are their team, but they're not really close. You know, Nashville, it's in the same state, but it's kind of like halfway across the state from Memphis. Houston, football central there. They don't really have a good team down there in the NFL, but the one team that I did like. In Florida, NYC, people got other things to do. That is true. And that's what the XFL learned the first time around. The XFL, they went for the big markets, I think it was. Yeah, they went for... the XFL last time went for, like, the Brooklyn Guardians or whatever it was for New York. And they went after L.A. for the L.A. Wildcats. And those markets crashed and burned. Because if you're a sports fan in those markets, you know, both of those cities have 8 professional sports teams out of the big 4 teams, you know? I believe so. I mean, I know LA has 8. In the NHL, you have, or in New York, you have the Islanders, Rangers, Jets, Giants, Yanks, Mets, Knicks, Nets. So, you have 8 teams in both of those markets professionally. So, are you going to drop your hard-earned money on going to, or spend your hard-earned time watching a semi-professional like the XFL or usFL? Or are you going to spend your time and money watching professional hockey or something like that, you know? Or basketball. And that's the problem with some of those markets that are huge. They are huge, but you have to break into the market in such a way that you can make yourself known. And the XFL and usFL don't really have that pull, you know? They don't have that pull to say, well, we're big enough, we can do this. They're not tiny, but they're not huge. You know? Especially the XFL. I mean, the XFL really did a good job, if you ask me. The usFL struggles a little bit. The usFL struggles a bit on the advertising front during the season. I don't really see as many of their ads. Or at least I hadn't seen as many of their ads. But the XFL did a really good job of pushing themselves out there. Gotta go, we're not teams. Yeah, I mean, whenever you're talking with a league that's small, at least relatively speaking, as small as the XFL and usFL, you can't go to where there's already a lot of teams, you know? You can get away with maybe some areas where there's like 1 or 2 teams, but you really got to be careful on it. Well, here we go, starting the third quarter. Pittsburgh getting the ball to start. Give me 1 second. All right, and they're going to be starting at their own 48, just shy of midfield, which is an incredible start for them. And, actually, 2nd and 3 up there, because Williams threw a pass, caught by Gaither for a gain of 7. And actually, they gave him credit for 9 yards out to midfield. So, the Maulers already starting at midfield here, 2nd and 1. And then Henny's going to rush and lose 3 yards on that play for a 3rd down and 4. So, just like that, the Maulers went from a relatively easy first down to now looking at, well, they're going to have to get some serious yards to get a first down, at least for this offense. So, here we go. And they're going to get 1 yard. They only gave him credit for a loss of 2. So, it's going to be 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3 at the 48 for the Maulers. And let's see what they can do. Let's see if they can get this over the line, get themselves a first down, and hope for the best. So, still waiting on a 3rd down play here. Still waiting on the 3rd down play. But I think the Maulers can convert this. I really think they have the potential to be able to convert this and keep this drive going. I mean, the offense finally started hitting a groove at the end of that half. So, we'll see. 3rd and 3 at the 48. Can they convert it and keep this drive alive, or will they fall short? Let's take a look. Still waiting on that 3rd down play. It just tells me something big's probably happening. which I'm not sure if I like it. Not sure if I like it, but, you know, we got what we got anyway. And any minute now it should pop through. I don't like how long it's taking. Especially because the Maulers have struggled this year significantly. So we'll have to see what this ends up being. Oh, come on. Just give it to me straight. Give it to me straight, usFL. I'm going to hit the reload on this one and see if it's just the game lagging behind. Why does your Discord say you're offline? Probably because I didn't have it loaded. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And they're going to get 2. 4th and 1 at midfield. That is not where they wanted to leave it on here. But they're going to be at midfield. I have to like full on restart Discord. But 4th and 1 here at midfield. I don't think they're going to go for it. Memphis going to use their first time out already. Not sure why they're looking to use it this early, but they're going to use it this early. And we'll hope for the best here. See if the Maulers decide to go for it. Not sure if they will. Oh, come on. I think I'm going to have to give Discord a full reboot. And they go for it, and of course they do not convert it. So Memphis going to take over at midfield. Because, of course, the Maulers are not good enough to get 1 yard when they need 1 yard. So that's not fun for them. Oh, boy. So Memphis going to take over at midfield for a 1st and 10. And we'll see what they can do. Hopefully the Maulers defense can start to show up so that this team can actually maybe make it look like a close game. But I'm not sold on it right now. The Maulers are not playing like a team that is going to be good to go. You know, they're not playing like a team that is really convincing me right now. They're playing like a team that's there, but not really there, you know? So we'll have to see how they end up playing here, but I'm not quite sold on them 100%. Still waiting on the 1st and 10 play. But the Showboats will have it, and we'll see what they can do with it. See if they can get it downfield and get themselves a touchdown, maybe. Because I think at this point, a touchdown would all but put it away, because the Maulers are not going to put up 26 in the second half. Mark my words. I mean, I don't think they're good enough to put up 26 in the second half. I don't think that offense is good enough. I mean, they've proven time and time again that this offense is not great. The offense is passable, but not really great. Which is a problem for them. If the offense can't do a single thing, then you're going to struggle. You can have the best defense in the world, but if your offense can't put it in the end zone, you're not going to win games. If your offense goes 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, you're also not going to win games because your defense is going to get tired. Your defense is going to start giving up stuff as the game goes on. So I'm not entirely sold that this unit is going to be really great if they end up giving up another touchdown here. I hate to say it because I wanted to see the Maulers do something good this year, but I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. Yeah, I need to check this thing. So we'll see. That why this USA? Yeah, I mean, this game, obviously, I mean, Fox didn't care about this game. They didn't care for it at all. I mean, this game has been the game of two offenses that are inept to a degree, and they can't do anything. And they're going to get a nice little rush for 4 yards by Washington, down to the Pittsburgh 46 for a 2nd and 6 coming up. But we'll see if they can get something going with it here. Not sure if they will. John saying he's back. Welcome back, John. And Kelly going to throw, but it is incomplete. Intended for Washington. Going to be a 3rd down and 6 as we just cross under the 13-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Oh, man. Man, this game is just not the game I was hoping it would be. 4th and 6. Something happened there, and the Pittsburgh Maulers are probably going to be getting the ball back here. Let's see if they can do something with it this time. We'll have to see. I mean, I hope they can. I want to see something happen with them. I want to see them do something good here. Oh, boy. Well, 4th and 6. Can you rank all 48 pro football teams? It's going to be tough to do that because you have a lot of stuff to consider on those. You have a lot to consider with that stuff. And this is not going to work. Wonderful. Just give me 1 second here. All right. And still don't see the play on 3rd and 6, but it shows 4th and 6 here. So I'm assuming it fell incomplete. Okay. Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, last Jets. What's up with the video camera today? Well, the problem is, now that I'm not on campus, ironically enough, campus Ethernet is better than the Wi-Fi at home. So now that I'm home for the summer, unfortunately, I'm on the worst Wi-Fi right now. So I don't really seem to have much that I can do with it. It's not going to affect the videos, but the streams are going to be compromised at least a little bit. So unfortunately, it's not going to work as well. All right. And the punt is going to be a touchback, so the Maulers are going to start off on their own 20. But yeah, so unfortunately, John, that's going to be how it's going to be all summer. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do with it. Ugh. Okay, give me 1 second here. Just getting a couple of things done around here. But yeah, so occasionally I might be able to go upstairs, use Ethernet, but unfortunately if I want to do that, the problem is I have to move this entire setup upstairs. 2 stories. And while it will up the quality, and I might try to do that for some key games, I'm not going to be able to do that for every game. So that's why I'm looking forward to trying to cover some of these games, you know, just doing what I'm going to do. But we'll have to see. Not too bad. Yeah, at times it does this weird thing where it goes all gray. I don't get it. But most of the time, I think I set up the settings in such a way that it's not using as much. It's able to send a lower quality more consistently. So that's what I try to do. I try to send it a lower quality, but it'll send more consistently here. And Williams going to pass up to Gaither for a gain of 6 to the 26. Second and 4 coming up now for the Maulers. We'll see what they can do with it, if anything. All right. Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Yeah, that's a fair ranking. That's a fair ranking. And the Maulers getting a big gain. Terrible Towels coming out. Gain of 32, folks. That was Williams' pass to Sabert to the 42 of the Showboats. Terrible Towels out, folks. The Maulers are back in town. They're actually going to give him credit all the way up to the 41 of the Showboats. So that's looking good for them. All right. And it's going to be a sack for no loss. So it's going to be a 2nd and 10 coming up. And the Maulers are trying to get some sort of offense going. We'll see if they can. We'll see if they can. Oh, boy. So here comes a 2nd and 10 play coming up from the 41. We should see it momentarily here. And it's going to be a caught pass for a gain of 6. 3rd and 3 down at the 34 of the Showboats. And the Maulers are starting to move the ball. Let's go. Terrible Towels out, folks. I repeat, Terrible Towels out. I need to get this thing hung up or something. Oh, man. I'm watching that play. That was that big touchdown return. That was caught in the very back of the end zone. They ran it all the way back at the right before half. Wow. And the Maulers going to try to pass it, and Williams throws it incomplete, intended for Gaither. So just like that, the Maulers are going to be looking now at a 4th down and 2 at the 33. So the Maulers, I'm not sure if they're going to go for it. I don't trust them to go for it. I mean, you're talking a 50-yard field goal here or go for it. So, I don't know. Mauler uniforms are good. Oh, yeah, I love the rebranding they did over the offseason. Like, over this last offseason, they did an incredible, incredible job. They did a really good job on it. I mean, they made the colors fit in with the city more. And Chris blew it and missed the field goal. Of course he did. The Maulers can't get anything nice. But yeah, I love the change they did. The purple and orange was so clashy. I did not like it at all. Like, it was not good. So, I'm glad to see they changed it for the better. But, you know. Chris blew it. Yep, he did. He blew it. Oh, man. So, we'll see. Oh, man. But we'll see how this plays out here. Ready to see what the Maulers can do now on defense, if anything. because this Maulers defense has not been playing up to their potential today. So we'll see. We'll see if they can do anything a little different here. Maybe get something to work. Just maybe. Oh, man. Just taking a look through Twitter, seeing if I'm seeing anything new while I'm taking a look. Purple and orange, I think it's summer popsicles. Yeah, the old color scheme was just... bleh. I don't know why they thought purple and orange would work. It does not, especially in the city of Pittsburgh. I mean, every team has black and gold on it, you know? Even the Penguins, whenever they went to that, like, weird off gold for that time, in, like, the 2000s, they came back around and went to the old black and gold. Standard Pittsburgh black and gold. The Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins, and now the Maulers have it. I mean, that is the identity of Pittsburgh. That it's not the city, it's not the shows, it's not anything. It is the black and gold color scheme that defines Pittsburgh. If it ain't black and gold, it ain't Pittsburgh. I'm telling you that now. So I love that color change over the summer. Or actually over the fall. I mean, that was a really good change. But we'll see here the Memphis Showboats starting out on the 41. I like the Penguins off gold better. I mean, it was alright. It was different, but I didn't think it worked as well, you know? I know it looked more like gold as opposed to just, like, a deep yellow. And the baby blue in outdoor games. Oh, yeah, the baby blue, those were beautiful. Those were absolutely beautiful for, like, Winter Classic unis. Oh, those were beautiful. Oh, man. But, you know, things change, and they changed it for what they thought was better. And in some cases it is, some cases it's not. So here we go. Washington for the Showboats. Going to get a little 6-yard run down to the 47 of Memphis. And you know what? I'm going to stand for a little bit. I could use a little bit of standing here. I could use a little bit of this. I've been sitting all day, so we'll go stand a little bit here. We'll see what we got. And Washington going to follow it up with a 4-yard rush on 2nd and 2, setting up a 1st and 10 at the Maulers 47-yard line. Oh, man. But here we go, ready to see what we've got out of the Showboats as we cross the 8-minute mark here in the third quarter. And man, this quarter is going by slowly. But maybe it'll speed up a little bit as we get closer to the end of the game. You never know. You never know. So, 2nd and 9 after Kelly throws the pass, caught by Helm up to the 46 for a gain of 1. For a nice little gain of 1. You know. Also, might as well announce while we're here, in between plays. This week, I'm also going to make a post about it later on here in the next day or so. But this week, I am planning a couple of streams out here. I'm planning on the 23rd, maybe. Probably the 24th. Going live for a couple baseball games. And maybe next Saturday and Sunday for usFL. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe an NHL stream in there if I feel like it. I'll kind of rearrange it and kind of get that out there. But at the 2nd and 9 on the 46 is going to be a pass caught by Wilson down to the 38 for the Memphis Showboats. And just like that, the Showboats are getting themselves going. They are getting themselves off to a good start right now. Looking solid. Oh, man. So here we are. Ready to see what they can do at 6:46 left in the third quarter. 3rd and 1 at the Pittsburgh 38. And man, you are talking right now a 55-yard field goal if you're going to kick the field goal. We'll see what they end up doing if they end up getting to that point. But, you know, Memphis, they could probably get a yard. Memphis can probably secure a yard, maybe. No! And Kelly going to rush it, but he gets sacked or tackled for no gain or loss. Setting up now a 4th and 1 at the Mauler 38. Honestly, at this point, this game is almost all but over. I mean, I think you're talking, what, it's... what, a 3-possession game at this point? So, it's a 3-possession game. The Maulers haven't done anything offensively. And they do end up going for it. Kelly rushing, and he's going to get to the 36 for a gain of 2. First down and 10 for the Showboats. Let me kind of shrink this down here, because I'm just kind of standing a little bit more back. Just standing a little back here now. I'm playing basketball with this 1,000-ticket ball. Because I can. And this is not dangerous at all. But yeah, 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 36 for the Showboats. And they're looking pretty solid. They are looking pretty solid right now. Until it's oh, wait a minute. It was a complete pass by Gray for a loss of 8 to the Pittsburgh 44. Oh, man. That is a huge loss there for the Showboats. You're almost out of you're pretty much out of field goal range, too, at this point for the usFL. I mean, you're talking a 61-yarder if you're going to kick it from here. So you got to get yourself back in field goal range here, if nothing else. Oh, man. But we'll see. We'll see what they can do here. And Kelly going to throw incomplete, intended for Wilson. 3rd down and 18 coming up now for the Maulers. Oh, man. Well, that is big there for the Maulers, as they're going to be looking pretty solid. Pretty solid indeed. 3rd and 18. Oh, man. Well, here we are, ready to see what the Showboats can do. And there's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Just like that, the Maulers putting up a defensive stand, baby. There they go. 4th down and 20 at the 46. The Showboats ain't going to go for it. The Maulers are going to get the ball back. Let's just go ahead and flip this arrow. Beautiful play there by the Maulers. Beautiful play for them. And man, the Maulers finally getting something to go right. Oh, man. That is absolutely huge. But yeah. 1st and 10 now at the Pittsburgh 10 after the punt. And the Maulers are going to have 2.5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter to try to get something going on the board. If they can, amazing. If not, they are going to be going into the 4th quarter down by 19. Can they convert after that? Or if they go down by 19 in the 4th? I'm not so sure on that one. The Maulers not looking real great right now. But we'll see if they can get anything going here. We'll see. We'll see what they can do. We'll see if they can get something going, you know? As finally the Maulers are starting to get something going defensively. man. But yeah. All right. So now waiting here for the Maulers to get something rolling. And we'll see what they can do. Oh, man. 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 10 for the Maulers. And we'll see what they can do here. Well, we're here. And we're covering it. All right. So the Maulers drive should be getting underway here soon. Would the Maulers maul Pittsburgh, or would the Steelers steal the win if they played? I see what you did there, John. But the Steelers any day of the week over this team. I mean, sure, the Maulers' defense is amazing, but the Steelers, I mean, their offense is just impeccable. You got Hakeem Butler now on that offense, the best receiver in the XFL. And pair that with already at Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, the walking highlight reel, a couple of other receivers that aren't really as greatly known. You also got Freiermuth. You got Kenny Pickett leading the charge, and Sir Najee Harris leading the rushing attack. I mean, that offense is just going to come at you on all fronts, and you're not going to have anything to do to stop it. So yeah, the Maulers have a great defense. But eventually that defense is going to break down. Sooner rather than later, potentially, especially the way this is going. And, oh, come on, Pittsburgh! What are you doing, buddy? An interception. Morgan throws a pass, intercepted by Woods at the Pittsburgh 12. Oh, boy. And then Washington gets a rush for no gain, but this is all but going to do it here. I would imagine. I mean, ay caramba. What are the Maulers doing? They are just completely choking the game away. It is just bad. It was a one-play drive. One play, and that one play was an interception. Like, really? Really? But yeah. Oh, man. We'll see. We will see. Will the Maulers end up giving up a touchdown anyway? Oh, man. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give some of those games, though. If I do stream on Tuesday on the second channel, it will be Texas Rangers versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. And if I stream on Wednesday, it's probably going to be the Houston Astros versus the Milwaukee Brewers. You know, I will announce that if things do change, but over on the second channel, that's where all that action will be happening. And we'll see how it goes. Better Houston teams: Texans, Roughnecks, or Gamblers. Right now, the Gamblers are really hot, so it's tough to pick them. But oh man, so Kelly going to throw on 3rd and 12, incomplete, after Washington rushes for a loss of 2. And then they get 5 yards on the 3rd down play. 4th down and 7 at the Pittsburgh 9. Here comes the field goal unit onto the field to make it a 22-0 game. John saying MLB, yes sir, I'll be going live hopefully this week. I went live last week as well. For one game, I covered Orioles Angels last week. My goal is to cover every MLB team at least once this year. Every team. So, we're going to hope for the best on that. But we'll see. The Showboats are going to kick it, and Kessman gets the field goal. Oh, man. With 10 seconds left in the 3rd. And the minute I thought the Maulers were going to win a game, the minute I thought the Maulers were actually going to win a game. Let me take a look at the NHL schedule, too, because I might go live for NHL this week. It's going to be tough because I'm not going to be able to actually watch it, but I'll be able to provide some analysis and breakdown of what's happening. So I'll take a look. I'm not going to go today. How would Bears and Texans do in the XFL? I'd probably do decent. Oh, that's the problem with the NHL. That's the problem. That is the problem. All these NHL games start at 8 p.m. on weekdays. I have to be in bed probably by around 10 or 11 to make sure But the Maulers going to start off on their own 35 now after the kickoff. And we'll see what they can do. Hopefully they can do something well. Oh, man. Oh, boy. We'll see what they do. It's going to be the end of the third quarter, though. And I will be right back after I update this to quarter 4. Panthers were 4 games went to 4 OT Thursday night, Friday morning. Yep. Stars Vegas not happy after 90 seconds of overtime last night. Yeah. Well, I will be right back, guys. All right, I am back. And the Maulers gonna get a little bit of a gain there for 1 yard. But then there was, okay, hold on, so let's see here. Oh man, so the Maulers got a little bit of stuff going, and then it got wiped out. That's not what we want to see. So the Maulers now looking at 2nd and 9 at their own 36. Then they make it 3rd and 8 at their own 37. Oh, man. This is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Man. But we're here, and we're watching it. But this game is not looking good at all. Ugh. Well, it's going to be a gain of 16 for the Maulers after Morgan scrambling to Memphis' 47. Setting up a 1st and 10. All right. And it's going to be a gain of 11 until it was only the 45 of Pittsburgh. And then they get an 11-yard pass, or 12-yard pass, down to the Memphis 43 for a 1st and 10. The Maulers starting to get something going offensively now. And we'll see what they can do. All right. 2nd and 10 after I would assume an incomplete pass. I would assume that's what it was. Commander defenders in DC battle. Oh, defenders by far. The defenders are the better built team. It's not even close. Whew. And it was a delay of game on the next play. Of course it is. So it's going to be 2nd and 15 at the Memphis 48. Not quite what we were hoping to see. But we'll see. We'll see what they can do. Oh, boy. 2nd and 15 at the Memphis 48 now for the Maulers. And it's going to be leading them to a 3rd down and 9 at the Memphis 42. After a nice little catch by Gaither. And it's a gain of 6. Seahawks or Dragons? That's a close one. That is a close one, but I think the Seahawks would be the better team. The Sea Dragons may be on a good day. So, yep, 3rd and 9 now coming up for the Maulers at the Memphis 42, and it goes to a 4th and 9. Of course it does. The Maulers can't do anything on offense. The Maulers can't do anything today. The Maulers don't know how to play offense. Man. 4th and 9 at the Memphis 42. They're going to have to punt it. At the 11:20 mark left in the 4th quarter. Ay, caramba. Man. Well, 4th and 14 after a false start. That's absolutely wonderful. And here comes a punt. Let's see how they do on the punt. And it is going to be a punt down to the Memphis 15, where a fair catch is called. So just like that, Memphis is going to have the ball at their own 15 with 10:45 to go in regulation. Oh, who am I kidding? Left in the game. This ain't going to go to overtime. Not the way these two teams are playing. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, man. Wait a minute. What did he say? Oh, that's unfortunate. Matariza is really getting screwed by the league. Like, that is just awful. Absolutely awful. He did nothing wrong and he's getting screwed. So, man. But Memphis is going to have the ball at their own 15. Now going to try to get something to go. Well, unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen because the XFL or the NFL would probably not pay licensing with that. Or EA probably wouldn't pay licensing. Whoever needs to pay licensing probably would not pay it. Because they'd have to pay the additional licensing fee for that. Man. Well, waiting now on the Showboats to take the field again here. To try to find something. Oh, man. Well, still waiting here. 10:45 to go in regulation and in the game. That was good. We're out for USFL. Yeah, but at the same time, you have to pay the USFL to advertise the USFL. You know? Unless the USFL would come over and pay the NFL to do that, but I don't know if they would. So, I'm not so sure if they would. That's the problem. Man. Well, here we go. First play of the drive is going to be a gain of 2 for Memphis, up to the Memphis 17. Oh, boy. They took it all the way to the Pittsburgh 46 now. 1st and 10. That would be dope to see in Madden and XFL and USFL mode, but I don't see it happening. But I can see the USFL and XFL having their own video games. That is true. I mean, I can see the two leagues trying to work together to form a game, but I don't know that they would be able to be in Madden. That's the problem. So, and then, yeah, it was a gain of 37 on a pass to Dillon. Now we're looking at a 2nd and 12 at Pittsburgh 48 for Memphis. Man. But yeah, ready to see what we've got going. Still 2nd and 12 at the Memphis 48. Ready to see what we can do. Oh boy, this is not loading. I'd be happy with that. Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening. And still seeing a 2nd and 12 on Pittsburgh 48. Madden says, anyway, I'm going to play Maximum Football 23 instead. And play the new NCAA game instead when that comes out. Yeah, I mean, that's... I'm not entirely sold on Madden. I used to play Madden, like, all the time. But at the same time, I think Madden really has made some rough decisions. They've had some rough patches over the past year or so. Well, they're going to get all the way down to 4th down and 3 at the Pittsburgh 39. So now we're looking at a 4th and 3. Don't think they go for it. I don't know if they kick the field goal or not. Because that's going to be a 57-yarder, 56-yarder. So we'll see. Do they go for the field goal? Do they punt it? What do they do here? And 4th and 3, still waiting to see it. 8:10 to go in the game. Well, we'll see. 4th and 3, still waiting on the play here. Oh, man. Still waiting on the play. 4th and 3. At the Pittsburgh 39. John said he hasn't had an NCAA football game in so long. He'll try to get it when it comes out. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting one to get. If I had a console, I would try to get it myself, but that's the problem. I don't really have a console to play it. Memphis going to take their 2nd time out. So we'll see. Oh, man. Still waiting on that 4th and 3 play by Memphis. I suspect they're going for it, considering how much they're taking. My last NCAA game I played was NCAA 12. I never played 13 or 14. I don't know why. You know, I was never really a big college football guy, so I never really got those games back whenever they were on the consoles that I had. But nowadays, I don't have the console, so. And the Maulers are going to have it at their own 2. 1st down and 10. A beautiful punt by Memphis. Going to give the Maulers an awful starting field position. Yeah, I mean, the Maulers now going to be starting at their own 2. And we'll see what happens. Man. Well, we'll see what happens here. Maulers having 1st and 10 at their own 2. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Oh, man. Well, still waiting on the play here. Excuse me. Well, still waiting to see what the Maulers are going to do here. I'm just ready for this game to be over with. I mean, it has been a slow game. It has been a bad game. Like, it has not been a one that's like, ooh, let me watch. It has been, ugh. I'm watching, but ugh. So with 7 minutes to go here in regulation, This game should be over with soon. Hopefully. Oh. But yeah. We're ready to see, can the Maulers get something going, or are they just going to be shut out? I mean, this team is too talented on defense to be, like, this bad, right? And it's going to be an incomplete pass to start this drive intended for Groshek. Oh, boy. Well, 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Maulers at the 20. It was ruled a touchback. Ah. And then Groshek going to rush for a couple of yards to the 22, and then they're going to take a TV timeout. So the Maulers now going to be in a meh situation, 3rd and 8. I don't know. Man. That punt really got changed. It was supposed to be a touchback. Or at the 2, and then they ruled it a touchback. Huh. Man. Oh. All right. So 3rd and 8, still on the TV timeout with 6:29 to go. Oh man, it is getting hot down here. It is getting hot in here. Whew. Oh, man. So 4th and 8 after what seems to be an incomplete pass. And the Maulers not going to have many options left now, as this game is winding to a close. Hey, caramba. The Maulers unable to get things rolling. Man. That is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. The Maulers have no clue what they're doing. 4th and 8 at their own 22 now. This team is playing so poorly right now. I think the usFL use their own type of rules. I think they have a little bit of altercations, a little bit of like changes from every league. So, a little bit of everything. Ugh. And the Maulers going to punt it with 5:49 to go. Man. Come on, Pirates. Get yourselves a win tonight. That's cool, Combros. Yeah, I mean, they use a little bit of each, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. First play is going to be a rush for no yards. So it's going to be right back to the 31. And Memphis going to be burning a lot of time. I mean, Pittsburgh needs to get stuff going in 3 possessions. Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-possession game still. But at the same time, they haven't done anything already. I'm assuming another rush for 2 yards with 5:15 to go. And here we go. Man. This game has not been one of those ones where it's like, ooh, let me watch it all the way. Like, it has just been ugh. And it's going to be 4th and 2 now at the 39 after a pass caught by O'Grady. Oh, boy. And here we go. 4th and 2 with 4.5 to go. Probably going to punt it. They're at their own 39, so they're probably going to punt it. And we'll see how they fare. So, here we go. Ready to see what's going to happen. And where the Maulers are going to take over. Going to take over at their own 13. After the punt with 3.5 to go. So the Maulers, not looking real great right now. Like, at all. Man. So we'll see what they can do now. The Maulers down, almost down and completely out. So, here we go. 2nd and 1 now after a nice little 9-yard gain at the Pittsburgh 22 for the Maulers. Oh, man. So, let's see it here. Second and 6 after a false start. Oh, man. The Maulers are shooting themselves in the foot. But they end up getting a nice little gain of 10 to Pittsburgh 27 with 3 minutes to go. The Maulers getting a little bit of hastiness in there. A little bit of hastiness. And we'll see what they can do. Oh, man. Well, 3 minutes to go. 1st and 10 at their own 27. The Maulers trying to get something to work. Something, but they're not getting a lot. So we'll see. We'll see how they can fare here. Not sure how they'll do, but they'll try. They will try. I mean, I don't think they come back from this. It's a 3-possession game with 3 minutes to go. So, Oh, man. Well, they get a nice little 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 now at the 29. But not a lot more happening. And Pittsburgh going to take their first time out at 2:05. Ugh. But yeah. For 2:05 to go. Maulers trying to get something to go. So that maybe they don't get shut out. But we'll have to see. And Morgan going to throw a pass, but it falls incomplete at 2:03 to go. Oh, man. Third and 10 now. After another incomplete, I would assume. Wow. 2-minute warning. Yep, we should be seeing the 2-minute warning here soon. Man, this is bad for the Maulers. No, the usFL does. They do. They do have it. Oh, boy. And 3rd and 10 now. We do reach the 2-minute warning. But that's it. So we'll see what they can do now. Trying to get something to work. But not sure if they are. Man, this is just bad for the Maulers. Like, they are going out sad on this one. So we'll see. We'll see how they can fare, but ultimately not really looking too good for them. usFL is a mixture of NFL, college, and XFL rules. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Man. But we're waiting to see what the Maulers can do on the other side of the 2-minute warning. And here they go. 1st and 10 at the 28 after the 2-minute warning. The Memphis 28. After it was a completed pass. Oh, I missed that gain of 32. Oh, shoot. Yeah, so now the Maulers, 2nd and 10 at the Memphis 28. All right. So the Maulers going to try and get something to go. And see if they can get anything to work. It's 1:49 to go. And it's going to be a couple of, it's going to be another incomplete. So 3rd and 10 on the Memphis 28. The Maulers just trying to get something to go their way. But nothing having. So they're going to try on 3rd and 10, trying to get something to work. Man. So 3rd and 10, Memphis 28's the line. 1:41 to go. And it's going to be a 10-yard sack. Of course it is. Of course it is. So 1:36, Maulers, I'm not sure if they're going to go for it. It's 20 yards. But there's still a 3-possession game even if they kick a field goal. So we'll see. Oh, man. So 4th and 20. And we're waiting on it. Waiting to see if the Maulers go for it, if they kick a field goal, what they end up doing. Still waiting on it here. Not sure what they're going to do. I mean, I would probably just go to avoid the shutout. But you know, they're not going to do that. Maulers going to use their second timeout. With 57 seconds to go. And here we go, ready to see what they can do now. 4th and 19. They're only giving credit for a 9-yard sack. Oh, man. So, 57 seconds. Memphis going to use their 3rd timeout. And here we go. Ready to see what they're going to do. Oh, boy. 4th and 19. $57 seconds to go. Maulers in the middle of a 10-play, 50-yard drive. And still waiting on the play here. And an interception. Memphis takes the ball, and they're going to ice it. Ay, caramba, the Maulers getting shut out. Man, Warner on the interception. This game is going to go final now at 22-0. That was just a bad game all around for the Maulers. They could not do a single thing all game. Like, all game, they just struggled. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. You don't win them all, you know? But I think that's going to about do it for me today. I'm probably going to call it here. I mean, it's already over. If you guys did like, don't forget to smash like and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot as we're trying to hit 400 subs by the start of the NFL season. So if you want to help us get there, that would be absolutely amazing. And I guess with that, I will see you guys later. Peace out and have a